Because now we are back, and no one on YouTube may enjoy our party. That is a stupid looking table. That is an absolutely stupid looking table. We're going to replace that with stone at some point. We have so much shit for clothing, and yet somehow we don't have the one material that these idiots need. Which reminds me, how much do we have for cloth right now? We have like a pretty penny, right? We have a rather large amount for cloth. Where is the weave? Yeah, we do. Where is weaving? Clothiers. Cloth. Give me a shirt, a vest, a robe, a cloak, pants, hood, glove, sock, and a shoe. And then you, not the farmers, where's the loom? Is there not a loom down here? There's the loom. I want you to weave the plant thread in the cloth. For the glory of all dwarfdom, we will have pants. Something's wrong already. I think I followed it through correctly on the other side, but somehow I screwed it up on the right side. I don't know how. Okay, we've got the guild working, but for now we're just waiting on seeing what it takes them to do. We are trammeling out this, but I think we have a nasty issue of we just don't have that right stone anymore. Unfortunately, I was building shit out of this kick-ass salt stone, but we've completed that triangle. That triangle is done, and we know at some point it's going to get replaced anyways. I should stop building things out of salt stone. If we do massive things down below, or I should say rock salt, if we do rather large amounts of digging down below, we could start possibly getting things out of iron. Which, I mean, maybe we should just start making things out of iron. Because you say you're cluttered, and I say you're cluttered. What happens if we start making, how many iron bars do we have? If I were to try to make a base out of iron, how many bars do we have? We have about 1,170, but not an exacto number for some reason. Noble, bookkeeper, all counts accurate, please. Z, stocks. How close was he to making that accurate? He's just not. So either wait for the bookkeeper to catch up on the books. Or we could do stocks, and I can just hit E to get this and just type in iron. Iron bar? 506 iron bars. Not as much as I would have really liked, but enough for what I'm doing. Build construction wall. Let us start building our base out of iron bars, because that is clearly the sensible, smart thing to do. When in doubt, make a gigantic iron base in the shape of the Triforce. I mean, who doesn't build a gigantic iron base in the shape of the Triforce? Whoever doesn't, they're lying. Clearly, that is the only thing to do. Iron base in the shape of a Triforce. I really do need to get like a quick build program. Like I need to set up a thing for doing my triangles. All right, what do we got going so far? How close am I? Relatively close. All right. Now, the new height of these triangles needs to be here, 57. So if that is the new height, this wall needs to be 57 below. That's where the wall needs to be. I'm gonna need to dig out the bigger build construction wall, which puts that right there. For the glory of all dwarf bearddom, this is where that wall is. Has a lot of iron. On the bright side, we have thousands below us. 1 2 2 1 2 2 1 2 2 1 1. Figured I'd have those out as just like a real quick spacing confirmation. I can just keep spamming out the two-sized iron walls. And this doesn't look really ridiculous already. We'll have to see how well that works. We're gonna have to tear down the start of that stone wall and replace it with iron. Gotta make a new fort, put the workshops in the family guilds. There's a literally arts major challenge embark. What? What is this challenge embark? That's also true. You know, while I'm sitting there like occasionally coming up with ideas what the next base should be, I should probably do some of the challenge embarks, huh? I haven't done any of them in a bit. As in never online. Dwarf Fortress. I googled literally art majors. It didn't quite help me. Dwarf Fortress embark. How about that? Where do you see these challenge embarks?
I can't do it. I just can't.
Control F. Arts. Here's a theme embark profile called Lower Arts Majors that I have permission to distribute. 7 dwarves loaded up with social and scientific skills, but no trade skills. Is that what you're talking about? Developed one from scratch. I know I'm not nearly as good as some players, blah, blah, blah. Embark screen. Yeah. Okay. That looks a bit darker than I would have thought. Did this get suspended? No, it's just waiting. So that man's gonna go crazy because we just don't have anything to shear for him. Everyone is constantly... Oh, they're doing things this time. Of course, they're watching weaponsmithing. So if I'm right, who's in on this? I mean, we should be able to probably tell if I switch this to nothing, do a read, and they're gonna be the ones that now have weaponsmithing skills, right? Oh my God, there are a few. But that's more than we thought. Wait, hold on. There were what, 6 people? There were 6 people when we started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My point is that's more than 6. There were 6 people when we started. Is there a way to get this to tell me how many people here are in that guild? Build table. I ordered tables earlier. What the needs chair or throne? Where the hell are my chairs and thrones and tables and shit? Are they just slowly getting brought up so I'm not allowed to see them? The only thing I can think of is that they've been built, they're down below, and they're slowly getting brought up to the top. Because unfortunately it didn't dawn on me maybe to not do that. Job. Furniture stockpile, leather works. What are you bringing to the furniture stockpile? You're not even holding anything. Build table. Needs table. What happened to all the tables I ordered earlier? I ordered rock tables made of granite. Where are my tables? They still haven't even been done yet. Oh my God. Everyone's so busy in their guilds, none of them are doing work. That's a slight problem. All right, the new idea. I have tables set up in the chow hall. I'll use one as if I'm going to create a virtual thing or chair. As if I'm going to create a virtual one so I can assign location, add location, craft guild hall. And this was metalsmiths, right? It just says 6 workers. But more people are getting training. I guess because I have it open to everyone in the base, it means everyone can go by and watch and gain the skills. Because up here, what is he doing? They're just socializing. Like, they're not here. These ones, some of these people were just here for socializing. But there's now, I need to see what happens the next time the thing is given, because there's more than 6 people who are gaining skills for no reason. That's more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 that are now showing skills across different things entirely. So it's got to be that if they're in the room socializing while someone's giving a demonstration, they get the skills no matter what. Well, no. Hear me out. Setting them to members only, yes, would probably make sure that I had more people available more of the time to do things. Yes. What I am pointing out as like a learning thing is that if you set them to everyone in your base, they all can gain the skills if they're in the meeting area. This is our theory. This is what we're positing for science, is that whoever is there when there's one being led can gain skills. Which means if you make it be for your entire base and it's a meeting area, people are always possibly going to be bouncing in and out of these learning things, which will help them with their noodles because they get the negative thoughts that they haven't had fucking esoteric thoughts or whatever, which we usually fulfilled with a library before. But now we can just have everyone acting like they're in one gigantic job fair, bouncing back and forth between demonstrations, learning all the skills necessary. This keeps the idlers down, it keeps our dwarves engaged, possibly building social skills, and we just slowly make sure everyone has some skill if someone dies. Because now, butchery's not the one I was caring about. I wanted to see if I could figure out how many were actively watching a skill for the blacksmiths. Because a few too many people have that skill. Now the other thing, it says there's 32 people in the guild, but were they in the guild to begin with? Or did they just watch long enough and join the guild? I like the idea of the dwarven job fair. That's what I'm saying. Like, we have so many dwarves that we just always counted as haulers. Maybe if we make it open, they just grab skills from wherever they want. Because both of these are set to open. But how many do we have off of one of the skills? If we do it by farming, and I sort this back to nothing. If I do a read, what do we have? Literally every single dwarf shows farming skill now of some form or another. Every single dwarf. This is 57 dwarves. The Farmers Guild only had 33 members the last time we checked. Which means, yes, if you set it to your entire base can learn the skills. So we got 2 legendary farmers now, but we also got one at 12, 1 at 11, 2 at 11, 3 at 11, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So the more they're idling and the more they're available, the more they'll just bop around your different guilds learning skills. If you don't set them to guild only, but set them to anybody who's in the base. See how we set them all to Citizens Hall? And also, because we did that with the church, I believe anyone wanting to do church things, if they're available, would be able to do that even if they're not part of that particular sect of the church. The only issue is I don't see a lot of people in there too often. He's praying to Rash. That's what I always want to do. I'm always like, man, I'm bored. I wish I could rash around. So the downside is wall engravings don't count for the worth of these guild halls. Slightly annoying. Furniture does. You only need to get to 10,000? 10,000 on a basic chair. Basic chair costs what? Like garbage tier. Basic chair, what do you cost? Oh, wait, hold on. It said watching for a second there. I know it did. I know it did. Watching furnace operation demo. All right, so 6 people are in that guild. From what we know earlier, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, anyone who is in there could randomly sit there and be like, oh, this is a social event, I'm going to watch it. Because leading is just a general, it's like dancing. If you lead a dance or you lead a something, whoever is just passive around you, idle, could end up in your job. So any of them could end up doing the demonstration video, so they can all end up just getting skills. So this now means certain guilds are slightly way more important than other guilds. What makes this better is, do they need to be a guild member to lead a demonstration? Because unlike, say, the barracks, you don't have to set them in clearly. So I need to do a test off of engraving or something. Because if we don't have anyone in the Engravers Guild, but I create an Engravers Guild, and this dude who's legendary still gives out directions, then we're golden. Build table. And here's how I'm going to test this. I'm going to build some tables over here. They're not going to be the greatest guilds, but if I reduce the size of this one to say that big, again, they already, doesn't matter what the walls they have, so it doesn't matter. Like none of this matters. Because you only need it bigger to have in more furniture, so you can have more people. And also if they're closer, will naturally congregate more. They might talk, they might get more demonstrations. You can lure more people in. They were over such a big area. Some people were watching, some people weren't, because they were in a different, they weren't within enough squares. So if you have more guilds that are smaller, you might get more people to be learned dwarves. Now I just gotta see if I can get the Engravers Guild to teach without anyone in the Engravers Guild. Because by the way, now what's going on? Now they're all watching a furnace operation demo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have no proof that I just forced that number up, but I suspect I did. Since if they're visiting the guild, they have to be in this little square. If someone triggers the demo, everyone's in the same region, they should now be forced to be trained. Which means I've actually slowed down, possibly, the rate of farming gain by making this farmer's guild too big. Of course, I wanted the work to be high, so I had to do the whole room, but that's neither here nor there. Let's... Still waiting on the damn mason. Chop, choppity, chop, chop, mason. All right, so this is fantastic. Just gotta find a way to tweak it to me. Whoever's in our military, there's a porcupine man who wants to die. Please and thank you end this porcupine man's existence. He wasn't threatening us, he was kind of just scouting us out, but I know deep down that he works for the elves. And we can't allow anyone who works for the elves near our base. Are we at war with the elves? Well, not really quite right now, but you never know what those sneaky long ears are up to. Let's finish our iron wall. Uh-oh. That one was wrong. Build a fresh wall. All right, we had to replace some of the stone, but we have the core outline of our iron triangle. Boom, 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 boom. Some of the stone I free up, so we can have the northern triangle be done out of saltstone, the southeastern triangle be done out of iron, and if it comes to it, the southwestern triangle can either be cobaltite or steel or something. Where is this porcupine man? Why have we not killed him yet? This one we're trying to kill? All right, and they're off. Sue Loic and Stephen Robert leading the chase. Sue Loic running ahead, hitting the porcupine man, and he's dead. He wanted nothing but peace for him and his family. The rest of his family is running away in terror. After all, the dwarves are not about peace like they said they were. With a bloodthirsty craze, they charge after the women who weren't defending themselves at all. Now that they killed both the women, they're gonna kill the last male. Don't worry, guys, it's not a war crime, it's hunting. Except for we're not gonna eat this, we're gonna throw their bodies off a cliff. It's not a war crime, it's hunting. Sometimes I say some stupid shit. On the right side, though, since I now have a defined limit to where this Triforce is going to be, I can start ordering more things to get channeled out. I'm halfway wondering, though, if this is going to get nerfed in the future, because it means it's really kind of easy to get everyone at least slightly capable with every job. Like, without having to do anything. I'm wondering, though, if this has a negative effect on their personalities. Like, because they just want to hang out, but they keep getting roped into, like, job fair videos. Or it's, like, time-shared things. Like, you get to drink today if you watch 2 hours of Blacksmithing ANU, the #1 rated educational video about why you should be a blacksmith. Like, that might be negatively affecting their moods if it doesn't count as recreation. They keep getting interrupted. Like, they just want to go drink, but everywhere they go to socialize, it's just another dude giving them a freaking death by PowerPoint video. I mean, I think I would lose if that was happening to me. That one was just way wrong. So now, if that is the new point, and it's trimmed down anyways, that's right. This is supposed to be getting trimmed inward. So this should end up there, but down. So we'll have our thing. Oh yeah, I forgot about him having a mood, but he couldn't have been saved anyways. There's nothing I could have done. Where is our dead bodies? I was gonna check that earlier and then I forgot. If I don't know where our dead bodies are, then how do I know people are being buried? Here are our dead bodies. Are they all filled? They're not, so we're doing good. I'm gonna create a new thing here for animals that don't need to be pen pastured. But I still don't want outside. Turkeys, hens, cock, hen, rooster, goose. Oh, those animals are supposed to be getting killed at some point or another. You know, whenever our butcher decides to start doing his damn job. Here we go. We'll get the birds out of there. All right. So, oh, wait. Have we built chairs yet? We are building chairs now. We've done the 3 tables. Now we're doing the 3 thrones. Fantastic. Where were you in dangerous terrain? What are you possibly talking about? It wasn't dangerous. You're just an idiot. Also, why were there webs way up here? Prime Paulo, welcome to the stream. I will get you in as dwarf number 13, and we'll see if you've learned anything from either of our two guilds recently. What am I doing? Sort by nickname. Get out the ones that already have the nickname. You rolled a 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're skipping him because he's crazy. 12, 13. You are currently a survivalist who has definitely been going to our farmers market guild, our farmers guild hall. You've been learning quite a bit. Prime Paulo. We're gonna give it just a little bit so that goes from dwarf therapist to the game, and then we'll read your description and relationships. Idle Pipes also getting a dwarf. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, skipping the crazy man. You are a mechanic who has been going to the Farmers Guild, but not the Blacksmith Guild. You don't care much for the Blacksmith Guild. Idle Pipes. And again, we're going to wait just a little bit for the game to process that through into itself. As a matter of fact, we're also going to trigger a save while I'm thinking about it. Gonna trigger a save. Mostly because earlier my entire stream / game had a major fucking issue and crash, and part of today's stream was done on my cell phone as I had to fix the computer. But yeah, no, like even the camera's been fine, right? For anyone who was watching from that point, even the camera started working fine as soon as I took out the HD60 card. Which, nothing against the HD60 card. I don't mean this to be like, oh, this card is shit. This card was fantastic. But I'm thinking there was a driver overlap or something between having this active and the new quad capture card. I think something between the two was causing a glitch out. Ever since we've removed that, we've been good. All right, now, first one up was Prime Paulo, who is a survivalist, which means you're our our butcher, tanner, and leather worker. You are currently going to slaughter a dog. Now that we've let that sink in, your relationships. You have an extended family. Try to see if any one of them are on our base or not. One of your older sisters is one of our legendary miners. Your younger half-sister is our legendary chief doctor. Your nephew is Sirlak, who works in the military. Your cousin is one of the minor nobles. You have a lover on the fort. Yep, you have a lover on the fort. You're not yet married or anything yet. And you have a rather large amount of deities. I think really you just pray to everyone so that you don't have to make the wrong choice. If it was smaller, I'd read through them all, but that's a lot of deities. You have Zakthos is a kindred spirit. Two Cats Yelling is a friend. Hellfire Skyrim is a friend. Everyone's, you have a couple of kindred spirits. Big Orange 415 is a kindred. What does that even mean? Like more than friends. You would die for them. Magnum Draconis is also a kindred spirit. Stephen Robert 4. Close friend is Coca-Cola 5. Bear Grylls 88 is a long-term acquaintance. And everyone else is a passing acquaintance or worse. We really don't need to talk about them. You are a he. Switch it slightly, but up the pitch. This is Prime Paulo. Where's your description? There we go.
Prime Paulo is very rarely sick. Wrong one. Prime Paulo is very rarely sick, but he is slow to heal and very flimsy. Prime Paulo likes granite, tin, blue diamond, feather wood, sea lamprey parchment, leggings, slabs, chickens for their scratching, artichokes for their yummy hearts, the words of the velvety pillow, and the sound of the glow of copper. The sound of the glow. When possible, he prefers to consume hamsters, crickleberry wine, and single grain wheat flour. He absolutely detests lizards. He has a great affinity for language and a lot of willpower, but he has very bad intuition, quite poor focus, and little natural inclination towards music. He dreams of crafting a masterwork someday.
Loves eating hamsters, gerbils, whatever the hell they were, slaughter stray dogs. Hey man, if that's what gets you through today, sometimes you gotta eat a hamster, I guess. Idle Pipes, who is now suddenly hoping theirs sounds more normal. Oh! Idle Pipes, you shouldn't have gotten named that. I'm changing your character. How did you get named after the crazy one? Didn't I specifically avoid that? Hold on, Idle Pipes. I'm sorry. I thought I avoided him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You are a mechanic who has gotten skilled. I have no clue how you ended up as a crazy person. Oh, yeah, it hasn't gone through yet. We have to give it a sec. Okay, cool. Yeah, that is something that's slightly, I don't know if it's new, but I've started seeing a lot more often. Dwarf Fortress. Kindred Spirit. That's gotta be like better than friends, right? Spring is here. Control F. Kindred. I don't know. I don't know what the hell a kindred spirit is. Or fortress. What if I say friendship? Friend. Friend or relationship. One of these will tell us what's going on. Huge meeting area. Okay, that didn't tell me anything. Relationships. Spouse, lover, child, deity, object of worship, bonded animal, grudge. I don't even see friend in here. Friendly terms is more an acquaintance but less than a friend. I don't see anything mentioning kindred spirit. It's got to be a new relationship system. F. Yeah, kindred spirit doesn't show up under the list of friends. It's got to be something that's more than friend. I mean, it sounds like something that's more than friend. Either way, we should have had enough time for Idle Pipes' name to get in. And I clicked, who knows what I clicked? UQIDL. There we go, Idle Pipes. Who is currently socializing to make more kindred spirits. Idle Pipes. Your mother is here, and she hauls things. She's very, very good at hauling things. Your older brother is here, and he is Domine. Domine is your older brother, and they are our engineer / grease monkey. You have not too many family. You have a couple of cousins. That's about it. You believe in 2 deities. Wrath, who, as we all know, is the rotting male dwarf of valor, death, and suicide. And Vetic Estamic Ganad, who is a male dwarf and associated with war and fortresses. You have a passing acquaintance with every named person or worse. You are a he.
Idle Pipes is strong, but he is very slow to heal. Idle Pipes likes hematite. Unfortunately, we have magnetite here. Likes hematite, bismuth bronze, sard, papaya wood, giant gray langur tooth, common snapping turtle shells, the color turquoise, the words of the scholarly smile, and the sight of the heliotrope luxury of intricacies. When possible, he prefers to consume coyote, shad, yak cheese, and potato wine. He absolutely detests jumping spiders. He has a sharp intellect and ability to read emotions fairly well, and good intuition. He dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and he personally values peace over war.
Idle Pipes, a short, sturdy creature fond of drink and industry. Pre-lovers? Dude, if it's pre-lovers, then freaking Prime Paulo's a bit of a man whore. Because he had like 8 kindred spirits. The crazy one is just being crazy. I don't even, where are they in this nonsense? Oh, now we have herbalism things. The problem is we couldn't make, he wanted freaking wool. Not wool, he wanted, we have plant cloth and we have silk cloth. We didn't have yarn. We didn't have animal yarn. So we went crazy because we didn't have a yarn for him. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We didn't have yarn, so he's crazy now. I wish possibly more could be said, but that's really it. The dude went bonkers. He was like, I absolutely need yarn. And we were like, nobody has yarn here. What are you talking about? And he's like, and he just lost his mind. So now he just wanders the days being super depressed, thinking about what could have been if only he'd had some yarn. The god of suicide. Yeah, we have an unnecessarily large amount of people who pray to the god of suicide, and we have a church. Is our church to the god of suicide? Who is this church to? The Church of Igniting. And who is the Church of Igniting to? The Violet Coven. Who do you pray to? My lord, who do you pray to? Stephen Robert IV is the holy knight of whoever they pray to. The problem is we need a high priest, and we're never going to get a high priest. So we don't have 25 worshipers. I don't know who the Violent Coven prays to. The Flaxen Hall, and there's no established guild of the Metalsmith Guild, but golly gee, are we good at this. Build chair. Throne. Table. Can these chairs be built yet, please? The religious system new, can't seem to remember it. Prime Paulo. Yes, in 47, there has been a massive rework to the guild and religion system and the werewolf system and a bunch of other systems. So right now, we don't have many idlers, but it's not because people aren't necessarily doing things. We have two major guilds at the fort. We have the Blacksmith / Metalsmiths Guild, and we have the Farmers Guild, which are these two. Farmers Guild down here, Metalsmith Guild up here, and then down here we have the new church. The church came to me, said, please build us a church, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So we built them the church. We built the Church of Igniting, and they are a temple to the Violent Coven. Whatever they pray to, I don't remember. We built it up to be worth over 10,000 dwarf bucks, which is the greatest one you could do if only we'd have a high priest, which we can't get till we have 25 worshipers. But even though we don't have a high priest, we are a full-fledged temple complex, which means we qualified for a holy knight, who is Stephen Robert IV. Stephen Robert IV also happens to be our militia commander. So we're kind of almost a theocracy at this point. Screw the bourgeoisie are the nobles, right? Screw the bourgeoisie, bring in the freaking Pope. We have the holy knights, and we'll go on holy crusades versus anyone we don't like. And I'm only halfway joking about that because up top we keep getting, besides giant creatures, we keep getting like porcupine people, like sentient humanoid races that look like animals. And apparently we can't leave everything to God, so we just keep sending out our holy crusader to kill all these humanoids that aren't dwarves, and the game lets us do it. Men, women, child, doesn't matter. We just keep killing them all. Because nothing is more dwarfier than just declaring you are not quite sentient enough and running out and killing them. So now for some experience and to get the stamina up through jogging, we're going to slowly hunt down a chameleon that's about 4 times the size of a dog. Because really, how else are you going to build stamina if you don't chase down a chameleon 4 times the size of a dog? The one in yellow is our holy knight, Stephen Robert, but unfortunately, he doesn't have quite as much stamina as... I'm trying to remember his name. Starts with a C. Who is our dude who has stamina? He does cardio, whoever it is. Stephen occasionally gets the kills, and he just doesn't have the stamina for the long distance running. If the enemy just wouldn't move, Stephen would be fine. Did he get hurt? What just hit him? It sounded like he got hurt, but I didn't see anything hitting him. Is any of the military close yet? It shouldn't be hard for them to follow him. Like, okay, I see him on the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna pause real quick. If I just do it this way, it could probably tell me who the hell's who. Profession, military. Not Cyrillac. Who is... Why is your name dark? Oh, I guess it means they're active. All right, who else has got a dark name? Suloic. Suloic's got the stamina. Cyrlac gets involved every now and then, and Stephen Robert is our holy crusader. Did I kill it? Because I didn't see it. I guess it ran away. Bit of a bummer. But there's always more giant chameleons. And this time we are going to do the opposite and just try to follow Stephen Roberts. Stephen Robert, the holy crusader he is going to ignore the enemy at the gates and eat food. Because nothing says defender of the faith like a giant fat ass. All right, there you go. He's got the energy. Though admittedly, by following Stephen Robert, there's a chance we'll miss out on the combat because, again, he doesn't have the stamina.
Might switch this over to an announcer voice. Little up. Here we go. Oh, Stephen Robert sees the enemy. Oh, he doesn't. Who is he running at? Stephen Robert runs at nothing. And, ooh, Stephen Robert intercepted the giant chameleon as he ran away from Suloic, who put in the final kill. The elf hater did. Who is the elf hater? Not you. Not Cyrlac. It was Suloic, wasn't it? Of course it was. Despite Stephen Roberts getting involved at the last second and trying to steal the kill, Suloic was having none of it, and with one brutal hack, hacked the giant chameleon in the head with a copper battle axe, tearing apart the muscle and opening an artery. A tendon in the skull was torn by the force of the blow. The copper battle axe, having lodged firmly in the wound, pulled itself out of Suloic's grasp. The force of him trying to release it bent the neck, tearing apart the scale. Suloic pulled on the copper battle axe and gained possession again before... Oh, wait, no. Correction. Plant Lover got involved at the end. Who's the Plant Lover? It was Stephen Robert. Stephen Robert, seeing his kill was going to escape him, quickly stood forth and stabbed the giant chameleon in the head with an iron short sword, cleaving the head asunder and opening an artery. Because once an enemy gets near Stephen Robert, none can survive the holy iron sword of Antioch. Yeah, every now and then Stephen Robert kills things. Great stream quality, by the way. Got me by surprise. You weren't here at the beginning. On one hand, thank you for the compliment. I am always trying to strive to find a way to improve the quality and or the content, what have you, including, well, that was not the right one. I apologize for that. Including maybe having an action cam if I'm doing things or needing to go somewhere and or other stuff. But unfortunately, we had a glitch at the beginning of the stream where I'm guessing my old capture card was conflicting with my new capture card and literally crashed the entire stream. So now, from the beginning of the stream, there is a 30-minute stream that was done on my cell phone of me troubleshooting my computer. That doesn't happen often. Usually, if there's an issue, I get it sorted relatively fast and easy, but fucking this tore everything down. I don't know why. All right, why can't we have a holy yak daughter? Was that yours, Hellfire? Who had the yak daughter? For the people who don't know about this, the new version of Dwarf Fortress, there have also been some, because of the changes in relationships, one of our dwarves either did one of two things. Either our dwarf cheated on his wife with a mistress, had a baby with the mistress, and abandoned her. Or the mistress was a yak, and so was a child, and thus there was a yak child. Or the dwarf had a child with a rather religiously fervent woman of the Violent Coven, the religion that is at this base. That wife
had a daughter who became a holy knight herself, and the year he left that base to start a new life, or to start a life here at our mountain home, that base got assaulted by goblins and his wife and daughter died. One of these three things happened, and we're not sure. Insane gifter. Gotcha. So either the insane gifter abandoned his mistress, or it was a legitimate daughter and she was holy, but she died as soon as he got here, or he did something with a yak, because we were building statues to get the information, and we were gleaming information between that and what the significant figure thing was saying. So it was slightly difficult to like make the full story of what the hell happened. One of these three things happened. If we go by the statues, if you go by statues, he had a wife and a daughter, and the daughter was a holy knight, and she died as soon as he got here. Like, so he sent a letter back home saying, "Don't worry, daughter of mine. I have taken new land for our great and noble God." And then the letter he got back was from the other base saying, "Yo, your daughter and wife are dead, dude. You're fucking lonely. Suck it." And now he has a new wife and also a mistress. According to the statues, that's what happened. Also, the mistress might have been working for the goblins that killed the wife and daughter. That one we're not sure on. If you go by significant figures off of the menu, she may have in fact just been a yak. At some point, the one thing that we're not certain about is that there was in fact at least one mistress. There is currently a mistress he has, so he's definitely cheating on his current wife with a mistress who doesn't live here. Long distance relationship mistress, I guess. But we don't know at what point she was a mistress, and or whether or not his current wife was a mistress to the old wife. That's what we're not certain on. Is Logan the crazy one? Yep. Struck him by melancholy. Fantastic. What are you legendary in, by the way, while I'm here? Legendary tracker? What does that even mean? What is a logum? So there are apparently new skills that Dwarf Therapist hasn't been updated to even read yet. Because he's legendary at something, and Dwarf Therapist does not know what that is. Well, that sucks. Hopefully that's not an important skill to keep track of. Is this person related to or friends with anyone at this base who will care that he died? Or should I say friends of? All right, he's a friend of Cyrillac. Everyone else is a passing acquaintance or worse. And now the man is going to go crazy because despite being a legendary tracker, there was no yarn. There's a new mistress in the Goblin by Fortress by any chance. We couldn't make heads or tails of that. I think we went like 2 or 3 statues in and we weren't able to figure out what happened. We do know she became like the leader of, I think, a different guild. She became the leader of a different guild the exact year the goblins attacked and killed the wife and child. So that's why it's kind of confusing, because in 1 year, or no, 2 years before, the mistress, we don't know when the mistress became the mistress is the issue. That's what we're unable to gain unless I go into like the actual Dwarf Fortress legend reader records. We don't know when the mistress became the mistress. And quite frankly, I'm kind of glad we don't, because I think the mystery of whether or not there was a holy daughter, it may have been the daughter of a first mistress, and or whether or not she is a yak, is fantastic. Yay. I'm really glad that we can't tell, because I feel like the mystery adds to the mystique. Did this dwarf have a daughter with a yak? Or is he a cheating scumbag who got his mistress pregnant and then left her Or is he a holy devout father whose family died as soon as he stopped paying attention to him, and now he's going to be rocked with survivor's guilt for the rest of his life? But he might have married a new wife, but they definitely haven't had any kids. So either he is PTSD survivor, freaking yak lover, or a womanizing bastard who has now abandoned a daughter. One of these things is true. Golly gee, I wonder what it could be. I'm gonna create a giant bar block stockpile purely to hold in blocks of stone. Now, yes, so this is trying to be a Triforce base. I am working on it. I wish I could like perma-set something as the thumbnail, because I have to be zoomed out for the Triforce to be visible. But we are doing the Triforce base. We are on a steel foundry. That means there is iron, plenty of it, flexstone, plenty of it, magma, tons of it, and even if we didn't have magma, there is a bunch of fuel here. So we are on a steel foundry. Unfortunately, no gold, which has caused a slight issue. But we have hit the magma area. We are mining through, and we are doing everything mathematically as equilateral triangles. This one is slightly off because it was short to begin with, but I'm replacing that triangle, making this one be correct. That one's getting enlarged to be as big as it's supposed to be, so that we have three equal equilateral triangles to form the Triforce in. We are by a river, but the river is dead, which kind of blows. Liquid Earth Death. It's the Liquid Earth Death, guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that Liquid Earth Death. I don't want to demolish that wall until this wall's built, because this triangle is already secure and safe from invasion. If something were to happen, I'd rather us be safe, because while we do have a military, our military is really just 3 dwarves who run around killing innocent creatures. So if we got legit attacked, I'm not sure what they would do. But there is another giant chameleon. So let us send our military after the new giant chameleon. Also, now I think about it, is there reports of the, why is there a dog fighting? Are the reports of the porcupine people still here? Because, I mean, we do keep, you know, literally killing sentient people in our holy crusades. No, I don't see the fight log for the porcupine people right now. But yeah, apparently you can attack porcupine people just as easily, and I think earlier there was peacock people. You can attack them just as easily as you can attack regular animals. So we just pretend like they're not a sentient race, and we just slowly murderate them. But as long as no one charges us with war crimes, it's okay. So right now, the top triangle is done with rock salt, or the north triangle. The southeast triangle is done with iron. I'm not sure we're gonna do the southwest triangle on. It's gonna need to get redesigned anyways to match the correct dimensions of how the triangle works. But for right now, I'm just bringing the internal, like, null triangle down. Like, we just gotta remove this dirt and stone. But this is the new version. For anyone who's not aware, this is the new version of Dwarf Fortress, using an alpha new version of Lazy Newb Pack, using an alpha new version of text will be text, so that I can have the ability to zoom in and out without screwing up the menu on the right. I don't know why, just when that moves it annoys me, and at this point I become spoiled by it. So I think it's basically impossible for me to play regular Dwarf Fortress now. Unless I can get text will be text working on it. I have been spoiled for far too long. Not wholly required on not wholly required on there being a graphics set, but I really hate when the menu zooms. All right, we're gonna trim that down some more. And like I said, this hole ends up going all the way down. It goes through a couple of cavern layers, and it goes all the way down to the magma sea. I think we've revealed an adamantine spire or something. I think it mentioned one maybe somewhere. Either that or that was the last base. But I'm not wholly wanting to go find one of those right now. A crusade for equilaterality. Equilateral equality. Artillery. A crusade for artillery. Equal artilleries for all. What's up, RNG? Long time no stream. Nothing much. I didn't stream last week because I was at PAX East. So that was the thing. PAX East was good. Some things are a bit of a letdown. I may or may not have had a night terror at some point and scared the ever-loving crap out of TikToks, which in my head is a very funny story because I don't remember hardly any of it other than being confused and hearing a noise, which it turns out was me screaming, and the sweet, sweet image of just him screaming in terror as I scare the crap out of him, which is funny to me. I spoke to a few people, few very nice, important, and amazing people. I'm trying to find. I thought I had one for Kit Fox. I do. Okay. I have a picture and I put it on the Discord. Spoke to Kit Fox Games for Dwarf Fortress on Steam. Looking forward to that. Didn't have too much information. The most information they kind of had was the Toady one is a great guy, which of course he is. He is a swell, fantastic person. But also spoke with Iceberg Entertainment again from Shortest Trip to Earth, if you guys remember when I did that game. I know right now I've seen Shortest Trip to Earth on Steam's gotten a few goofy reviews, but I think it can be fixed. It's just a balancing issue. I remember when I did it for let me rephrase that. I remember when we won the tournament. I remember when we fucking demolished that tournament. I'd identified a few, we'll say, mathematical weaknesses in the game, even as far back as that tournament. From what I understand, when I spoke to that dude, when I was talking to this dude, one, there's a new dude. They've fired the department, and there's now a new department in charge of like community outreach and talking to and listening to people. So maybe I will be able to make more effort with them. Because for any of you guys who followed the stream, if you recall, we did the tournament the first time and we were in contact with them way back when, and then the contact stopped and we didn't even get all the rewards from the tournament. It was kind of weird. Like it just kind of half fell through. So I'm guessing those people who weren't doing their job correctly got fired, and there's new people. So now maybe we can start setting up a dialogue with them again, which would be fantastic. Also, hello, Cyrilak. Welcome to the stream. That's right. I didn't start late so much as the game broke early, but I am proud I got this. They had a demo for the Wonderful 101, which longtime viewers will know. I occasionally am saying great things about Platinum Games, and I've always said that if they would release their games on Steam, I would buy them, and they're going to. So I did. I have backed them on Kickstarter. I did their demo of the Wonderful 101 at PAX East, completed it, got this nice poster, and then brought the very same poster to go get signed by Kamiya and crew. So that was good. I consider that a success. I consider that a success right there. I love fucking Platinum Games. The weird thing, though, is the people at the event, the enforcers, the PAX East people, basically prevented Platinum Games from being nicer to the gamers and fans. I was at the front of the effing line. I was at the front of the line, and they had asked the enforcers if they could take a little more time with people instead of rushing people through, like maybe do a selfie, you know, like do a selfie picture, things like that. Especially considering there was no event after them. Like, I think there was, but it had been canceled. There was no event after them. There was no reason to force them out of it. And it was like a public space. It was in the area where you just did games and shit. It's not like it was a specially reserved room or anything. And the enforcers were like, no. So, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on at PAX East. Sometimes the PAX East people are stupid. So you didn't get the usual con flu. No, remember, this is this is currently in the middle of Corona, so I won't know if I got the con flu until about 4 or 5 more days, in which case the con flu is going to be the Corona flu and there's a chance I'll die. But ignoring the possibility of death, no con flu. No, just con flu, a few letdowns. Like I said, not even like a lot of the letdowns were things that PAX East did, not the people doing the things at PAX East. So if I say like Supergiant Games was kind of a bit of a letdown, I don't mean to imply Supergiant. I mean, I feel like PAX East did some changes last second and screwed over Supergiant. Same with Platinums. Like, I would have really liked to have gotten a selfie or something with them, but PAX East enforcers were like, no. And it wasn't like I had asked, it was Platinum Games had asked. And PAX East was still like, no. Which is really weird. Like, if the person who's there is asking to be allowed to do things, you should let them. That's my thought on that. Because people are going to your convention to see those people. So if those people want to do something with fans, then by golly, you should let them do it. Yeah, like I said, there was supposed to be, at the end, there was supposed to be a 3-hour concert. That was a 1-hour concert. And then by Supergiant Games. And then, because usually they have like a couple of people doing it. And then like, even when they were talking for the concert, they'd mentioned the people there had like learned the music in the last 3 hours. Like I said, the concert was a bit of a letdown, but I don't hold that against Supergiant Games. It was just really weirdly done. But I am seeing a blinking yellow, which means we are at the hour for the YouTube break. Stop that. So for those of you who are watching after the fact on YouTube, catch you guys next time.